A tight cockpit, surrounded by dials and levers. In front of you, the horizon shimmers with the heat of jet exhaust. Suddenly, a silhouette appears, a MiG-15. Your heart races, your hands grip the controls, and you push the throttle forward. What you're flying is no ordinary aircraft. It's the North American F-86 Sabre, the jet fighter that would write one of the greatest legends in aviation history. Welcome to the channel. Before we take off, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our future journeys into the skies. The birth of a new era. It's the late 1940s. World War II has just ended, but a new race is already beginning. The jet age. Nations are determined to fly faster, climb higher, and, above all, dominate the skies. In the United States, North American Aviation sets out to design a fighter that can not only reach astonishing speeds, but also stand up to any rival. The result? The F-86 Sabre, an aircraft that would soon rise as a legend. A visionary design. The Sabre was born from one revolutionary idea: swept wings. Inspired by German research during World War II, this design allowed pilots to better manage drag at high speeds. The outcome? A jet capable of breaking the 600-mile-per-hour barrier, something that seemed like pure science fiction at the time. But the Sabre wasn't just about speed. It was agile, stable, and above all, stunning to look at. Its slim fuselage, 35-degree swept wings, and bubble canopy offering panoramic vision made it a futuristic machine that captured imaginations the moment it left the ground. Baptism by fire in Korea. The real test came in 1950 during the Korean War. American pilots climbed into their Sabres and headed into combat, and there they met a formidable opponent, the Soviet-built MiG-15. The MiG was fast, heavily armed, and flown, sometimes secretly, by seasoned Soviet aviators. It was David versus Goliath, or rather, Sabre versus MiG. What followed was one of the legendary duels in aviation history. Over the skies of Korea, hundreds of dogfights took place. According to U.S. records, for every Sabre shot down, nearly 10 MiGs were destroyed. Of course, the numbers are debated, but one fact remains. The Sabre proved itself as a master of the skies. Imagine the adrenaline of those dogfights. At over 600 miles per hour, every decision, every maneuver could mean the difference between life and death. The heroes behind the Sabre. But an aircraft is only as legendary as the people who fly it, and the Sabre was flown by some of the best. Take James Jabara, for instance. His name is etched into history as the first jet ace ever. Flying the Sabre, he racked up victories one after another. These men weren't just pilots. They were aerial gladiators, risking everything on each mission. For them, the Sabre was not just a machine. It was an extension of their instincts, their courage, their very survival. Power and performance. Now, let's talk specs. The Sabre delivered a top speed of nearly 700 miles per hour, a service ceiling of 50,000 feet, 6.5 caliber machine guns capable of tearing through enemy aircraft in seconds. But what truly set the Sabre apart was its agility. Thanks to its swept wings, it could pull tight maneuvers that often surprised its MiG rivals. Add in its bubble canopy, giving pilots near total visibility, and you had an aircraft designed for one thing: aerial dominance. A global superstar. The Sabre wasn't just an American fighter. It quickly spread around the world. More than 30 nations flew it: Canada, Australia, Italy, Japan, Turkey, and many more. To each of them, the Sabre represented not just advanced technology, but the very spirit of modernity. And in air shows, the roar of its engine and the sweep of its wings turned heads and raised pulses. The Sabre wasn't just an airplane, it was the rock and roll of the skies. A living legacy. Of course, time moved on. Newer, faster, more advanced jets replaced the Sabre, but its legend never faded. Even today, some Sabres are still flying, maintained by enthusiasts who keep their spirit alive. You can see them in museums, at air shows, and every time they take off, the magic is still there. Because the F-86 Sabre wasn't just a weapon, it was a symbol of courage, of innovation, of an era where dogfights were raw tests of skill and nerve. So what should we remember about the North American F-86 Sabre? That it was far more than just a fighter plane. It was a technological revolution, a symbol of power, and an immortal legend. It dominated the skies of Korea, trained generations of pilots, and showed the world just how far human ingenuity could reach. Now, I've got a question for you. If you had the chance to climb into the cockpit of an F-86 Sabre, would you have had the courage to face a sky full of MiGs? Let me know in the comments. I'll be reading your answers. And of course, if you enjoyed this journey into the past, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Together, we'll keep exploring the incredible stories of aviation history. So until next time, prepare for takeoff. Outro. The sky belongs to those who dare, and the Sabre dared more than most.